hello, bonsoir, bonjour, good evening, good afternoon to everyone. I'm Jambo. Ha, beauté. To everyone out there, bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Je suis plus qu'heureuse de vous venir encore ce soir. Je m'appelle Lady Marilyne Keto, all the way from Los Angeles, and I'm coming back with so much love and peace of mind, knowing that the Lord is good. And one of the things He's asking us most of the time, like He says in Joshua 1:9, I believe, be strong and courageous. Mm, what does that mean? That's a little hard to know. But again, God has been good to us and made somebody special available. He's a surgeon, he's in the army, and he'll tell us a little bit what strength means, what to be strong means in the army, and how we can relate that to our regular life as civilians, as children of God. So without further ado, go ahead, share the live. I'll do the same. Go ahead, share, 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 share. Tell somebody, tell somebody that we hear Lady Marilyne Keto is live and we want somebody to get blessed. We want this to just be a good time for you before you start your weekend. Last week, we had another amazing guest who talked to us about, he shared with us a little bit about the difference between should we use Yeshua or should we use Jesus. I know. That was a little confusing for some of us. Some of us are still like, Jesus, I need you to talk to me. I hope you did. In case you didn't, well, do it and you'll be blessed. I don't know if you can hear me. Is the sound good? Is it good? Is it good? Go ahead, share this live and bless somebody right now. All right, before I welcome my guest. Again, we all live Gospel Ministries. We have an album out, King of Kings. Go check us out on YouTube, Spotify. Somebody will be blessed. Those who have had the chance to watch it so far, they were blessed. I believe you will get blessed as well. All right, but without further ado, I will just drum rolls. Welcome, my guest. Okay, here it comes. Boom. Hello, Sergeant.
Hello, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good and I'm blessed. I know you have a busy schedule to protect, just like your shirt says. But again, for you to find time to be here, it's a sacrifice that we don't take for granted. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure to be here, to be your guest. So, you know, let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, some people know you and others don't know you. They've never seen you. Who are you?
Yes, who am I? So, my name is Michel Dzaringa. Um, Literally like US. I'm from Maryland, but originally from Congo. I'm in the US Army about almost a decade,
Okay.
and I've been enjoying this life and day by day. Just acquire some knowledge, and then we here. So I'm father, two
Okay.
beautiful daughters. I miss them
Amazing.
now, so they are not with me right now. So
Mhm.
that's a little bit about me.
En tout cas, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to have you here. It looks a little different over there. Where are you? Is it daytime, nighttime, or
So
I'm a little confused.
definitely, yeah. I'm one now. I'm Southeast Asia. Now
Ah,
be more Pacific. So around Middle East, somewhere in the Middle East. So that's why I'm one now for my mission. So that's
okay.
why I work right now.
Interesting. Well, you said your name is Sergeant Michel Dzaringa. I don't know if I said it right,
Yes,
but you always have
yeah,
people.
you got it right. These Z sound sometimes they put together, but even
What
on
does that
myself, I'm not expert in. Actually, the way they were explained to me from my father. No, actually,
mean?
it's my uncle. He
Hmm.
told me like this two is like it's two names, two words is K and is and there it's two words pretty much.
Okay.
But it's two words combined with my middle name. So that one is like a let's say pastor, literally
Okay.
like a pastor. So if you combine, it's like a combined with my middle name, it make all sentence. So my last name and my middle name make all sentence that's make kind of like a qualification or like a characteristic about people back in Africa. So it's like Dzaringa itself, it means pastor.
Pastor.
Pastor,
Okay.
pastor, like you are pastor. So just what it was mean, what it
Pastor.
means.
Okay. 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 I see.
But
Interesting.
I'm not super pastor, so I don't preach the church. But just my name, it means pastor.
That was my next concern because I was like, well, usually the name follows the person behaves after the name. How did you go from being a supposedly pastor and then you ended up in the army? What led you there? Is it like a dream job
I
or is it
mean,
just like,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to catch you off.
no, no,
Like
it's okay.
this is the name itself is a pastor, but if you notice, it's pastors the people that move from village to village, especially
Yes.
where I am now in the situation, the region where I am. You see those
Mm-hmm.
people walking around with the camels, all of that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
those pastors are people that used to go, but they move season, depend on the season, they move one location to the other. So another question you're asking me, how I ended up to be in the military, my
Mm-hmm.
father was in the military. My mom worked for the military. He was a civilian,
Oh,
worked for the military back in Congo. So I have that rhythm, you know what I
mm,
mean? To just go and I love
lovely.
military. I love the environment. And here I am. It's just like in my life. I always
Wow.
be dreamed to be in the army. Especially
No
when
way.
I was growing up, it was these new movies like the war movies. I was
Yeah.
just one attractive for back those stuff.
Interesting. Well, that's at least good. Very few people have a chance to leave their dream jobs, to live, one of their dream lives that they had in mind. So, what makes a
Mm.
good soldier? Since you're coming from a long line of soldiers, what makes a good soldier?
To say the good soldier is just your characters, the way you take yourself, or you conduct yourself. The good soldier is a discipline. Also,
Mm-hmm.
is just character, discipline, all put together. That makes you, and also your place in a life, how you consider life per
Mm.
se. So soldier is that's basic. People they don't think about that. They think soldier is like guns or not. Soldier is just like be human being first,
Okay.
discipline, full of dreams and all that stuff, and then you call yourself a soldier. Soldier is just like someone appreciates life.
Hmm.
Then you're gonna protect it. The razor they say we protect the country. That soldier means I'm kind of like appreciated to be alive, this life, being human being. Now I hope to protect it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I don't
Hmm.
know if I make sense that way. So
You
I
make
love
very.
life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This makes me think of why God wants us to have a gratitude attitude. No matter what,
Mm.
just be grateful first for
Mm-hmm.
everything, and then you'll be able to have more. And I think that's the heart of what you just said. Of a soldier, a good soldier is first of all somebody who appreciates life, and
Mm-hmm.
then from the bottom of your heart, because where the heart is where the treasure is. I believe that's how you have the strength to protect. Thank you. I think that was very, very deep. You said that
Mm-hmm.
you came from a family where you were surrounded by soldiers and stuff. Now my
Mm-hmm.
question is, I often hear people say, I will say it in Lingala and then I'll translate it. Biso beda tokola na ndenga arme pinza. Bapara na biso ba mesha mesha, meaning I grew up like in an army. Our parents were very, strict with us. Is it really the same as being in the army? What is it like to actually be in an army like you
I
are?
believe I believe people, like a depend on that. People when they say, we grew up like in army, it
Mm-hmm.
depends the interpretation of
Right.
what life was defined from them. You can
Mm-hmm.
be, we say people like call the father, depend on how tough the father is, and then they say we call her, we just be in the army.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, army is not that. It's not showing kind of toughness that way. Or, like the way you educate. I mean, it's just is a mix of a lot of stuff. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And
Okay.
being an army is first of all you have to learn the discipline comes about. You have to learn how to follow rules.
Mm.
to the letters. You have to know how to follow the rules. You have to know how to consider other people's life. Like I say, everything in the army is about the importance of life. So you have to treat people the same way, literally like the same way you want it to be treated. And also goes about the what they call the rules, the regulation the army put in place. You know what I mean? As far as chain command, which is rank, the person is high rank you, you have to respect. It's just kind of like combine all this stuff together. That's how to be in the army. The same way we grew up in a family. When daddy say, your father said no, yes, whatever. So you respect him. You
Mm-hmm.
respect like Africa we call yeah yeah. That means someone is above you. You respect. That's how it goes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can just give a shop like when we were kids, like when they serve the food, they put the food on the plates.
Yeah.
So you go by father is not it's not like even that game anyway because his table is all set. But
Mm-hmm.
before us we eat, we go from the oldest in the family all the way down to the last person in age. So
Mm-hmm.
pick
Mm-hmm.
your food and stuff like that. So it's just like the discipline where
Mm.
is discipline as as one word.
Mm, mm. Okay. Does being strong matters in the army? Because, maybe you need some physical strength as well to fight and protect. That requires some type of strength. Does it matter as well in there? Or not so
Very
much?
much strong. I mean, you say word strong, right? That's why you use
Yes. Yes.
strong is a words which is kind of like comprise uh two words in strength and a power. You know what I mean? And they
Mm,
go back to back. So to be in an army, you have the reason to be strong because you remember armies is where you live your regular life. Nobody tell you whatever. You live your life the way you want it to live. But when it comes to army, your life it depends on someone. That means someone lead your life, someone commanding your life. So
mm. And who's that somebody?
for you to do so, for
Mm-hmm.
you to live that way, you gotta be able to deny some of your let's say
You
some of
light.
your privileges you have in
Mm,
civilian
mm,
life. So it takes a lot for someone to accept like, okay, I put my life in somebody's hands so they can, excuse me, they can lead the way they want to live. You
mm,
understand? That's pretty much it. And it takes a lot. So for that matter, you have to be strong mentally, emotionally, and all spiritually sometime. So you have
mm,
to be very strong to be that way because you deny yourself, put yourself in somebody's hand. So hey, I'm here, use me for the good purpose of,
the
you know,
country. Yeah.
the country. Yes.
Whew. Now, in that case, is it possible to have a family? Because if, let's say, you're head of a family as a father or a mother, we cannot have a head of a family who's given his life for other people. And then, I mean, I just can't conceive the two. Is it doable or it's not doable with your
I,
experience?
I mean, like I said, it's just like other jobs. You know,
Yeah.
I always
Mm,
give an example, a quick one.
yes.
Pilots,
Mm-hmm.
people, the pilots in the aircraft and stuff like they have to leave the family. People in the business, they have to leave the family, you know what I mean? And they have to do what they need to do so that, they can fulfill some obligation. So as a
Mm,
mere soldier, you don't choose where to go, but you give your life. You say, hey, I give my life. I hope to protect this the country. It doesn't in any means. So
mm,
at that point, someone like be the head of the family. It
mm,
doesn't mean like you deny everybody. Nah, it's just like what you value the most. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? What you value the most. I value life. So
Mm,
I'll protect that life, including my loved one, my kids, you know what I mean? My
mm,
family, you know what I mean? Everybody I love around. So it's basically like it's honorable job and
honorable.
yeah, honorable job. Like you
Mm,
feel certain ways, like you feel like, hey, I'm part of something really big,
mm,
something. just as is a privilege because it's
Yeah.
not given to everybody to go through this because it
Mm.
teaches you a lot. It teaches you a lot in life.
Yes. Would you encourage other civilians, people who want to be, you know, about to start a family? Would you encourage them to get into this, into to join the
So,
army?
let's say army for me, just my opinion.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Armies are, if you just me, I'll s- I'll say like this should be a way everybody can experience army life before they travel on to the other life, the civilian life. And
Mm,
I'll encourage anybody who wanna they want to expand, they want to learn, they want to, what I mean, they want to learn something bigger, they want to extend their views, the capacities, like just the word,
mm,
you want to expand your capacity, not just what you see in the civil, which is a great too, but you
mm,
want to see where, how far human being can go. This is the
mhm,
word, this is the way I suppose. So how far human being can go, how far you can deny yourself, how far you can face a challenge and you still being you and you still be strong, how far you can go. So I believe only army, if let's say not say only army, but I'm saying army is the best way you can you can learn your limit because they give you the opportunity to reach out your limit, to reach your limit. And the
mm,
army give you all of that. So they give you all the challenges in the world and they prepare you mentally and physically and every level of life. And then
mhm,
when you get out you got out the army, I guarantee you, you'll be different person. You'll be a
mm.
different person, you know what I mean? You'll be a different person. And I encourage someone to do is a lot of benefit
A
behind
lot
to
of
being an
things.
army.
Okay.
Benefit to being a just like personal development first. You
Mm-hmm.
develop yourself as far as challenging, facing challenging. You develop a lot of stuff like skills
Mm-hmm.
and like army I serve now is just like a college, a university. Maybe it's not like the army that like back then, but today army, you gotta be very smart. You gotta push yourself. You gotta challenge yourself intellectually, and you gotta
Mm-hmm.
push yourself physically. You gotta push yourself in a different level. So that's all the army push. The army does. And if someone feel like, hey, I wanna go a little bit further, extra mile, hey, army's already open door for those people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do
Yeah.
they still cover education and I don't
Yes,
know, health
yes.
insurance?
Like I use the word army is just like university right now. It's just a college. And one
Mm-hmm.
of the things the army I serve now is so powerful. It just because they
Mm-hmm.
they they push you as far as like what they call the career progression. Part
Mm-hmm.
of those is educations. So
Mm-hmm.
this army right here, they really put the money, a lot of money for people to develop themselves intellectually because it's not just army, it prepare you for the next life. So they still pay for the education everywhere. You can go to National Guard, you can go to reserve, or you can go to active duty. So those three level you can go and you still be able to fulfill your thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And oh, I have my sister Aleto as a question here. Greetings to you. And the
Mhm.
question is, what would you say to those that join because of the money, not realizing the bigger picture that come with it?
So that's a good question. For instance,
Mm-hmm.
everybody, like we come in life with different people come in life with different reasons. I mean, not say come in life. People join, they go to work, they join anything, all group institution for many reasons. Army, for instance, we have a lot of people that they join for many reasons. Like you say, money, yes. A lot of people, yeah, they join for money because they say themselves as a security paycheck. But when they come in and I don't think so that they discover something worse than what they expect to beside the money, but they discover something even greater. But like I
Mm-hmm.
say, you we can be two people. We look at one the tree, but we don't look at this. We don't see the same picture. You know what I mean? I'm not saying like that person what he's looking for, what he went to for, he went for first time, and what his guy is getting now, if he's happy or not, it's just bro discussion on that topic. So, you know. But like I said, me, I give you mine, my perspective about the army is a great place. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It's not just about money, but army open the doors, open a lot of stuff. But I can say myself, I'm privileged to be in this position where
Yes, I see. Well, there's something, a concern that I have. Not per se concern, but before I say my concern, or my question,
mm,
let's say there's another question
mm.
here. Hello, sir. May the good Lord protect you always, loving your passion for what you do. At which point does PTSD become a tangible problem for our soldiers, and can one fully recover from it?
Yes, that's another good question. The PTSD, I'm not an expert on that thing, but I can tell you based on what I've seen and people won't go through. PTSD is what they call is the
Post
level,
traumatic.
the lack of a resiliency, the way you control your emotion. And
Mm-hmm.
people going through the thing, like we are all different. We are same
Mm-hmm.
people, but we are different. I can be, I can face a situation. It's the same thing with the civilian. You
Mm-hmm.
go down the street, you see someone in a car crash, for instance. The way
Mm-hmm.
you cope with that event and the somebody else that dies is totally different. You know what I mean? The civilian world they call stress level, depression, all of that stuff. And when it comes to the military, it became PTS. It's just like a disorder, like other.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on how people take it themselves, like
Mm-hmm.
the level of resiliency. So how they see it, how they wanna grasp it to that issue. That's become a problem. That's why people they have a PTS. Is the events. It only
Mm-hmm.
happened with the person. He could not sustain the event, or he could not push back. The event happened. Something happened, and they couldn't conceive it properly or process it. It created different problem in the personal psychology. So, and at that point, I can tell you all things because that's not the area of my my
Yeah.
expertise, but
Yes. Mm-hmm.
we see that every day. We see that with soldiers, even though the people they have bipolar is part of the disorder too. It be
Mm-hmm.
created it only created after the events. So
Mm-hmm.
the way you deal with it, it depends on the level of your resiliency. That's people that go into the treatment. It just what they do, they just boost the level of treatment, the treatment they go through, so that they can resist whatever the event, the picture, the traumatism they have. I don't know if I said that word. The, the,
Mm-hmm.
the way they was traumatized and stuff like it's just like a depression level or
Yes.
stress level or something like that nature.
Yes. No, my concern with that is brings me back to the side of just us being human. Yes, we have to
Mm,
have some type of resilience in front of some situations and how to cope with it. But fact is that we humans, we can be strong and resilient all the time. That's the army allows people nowadays, like currently you being in there. Does it allow you or other fellow people who went through some PTSD situations or situation where they were just not strong enough to handle it?
mm.
Did they give them some type of support, or they allow them to be vulnerable and human and just go through their emotions? Or no, be strong, be a soldier. How does it work?
Yeah, you say the perfect word to allow them to be human. Army
Mm.
always lets you to be a human. You be a
Okay.
human. Like the first thing first, you be a human. That's why. And when you talk about the support, Army have the biggest programs out there to support those
Mm.
people, and then they never let them down, and then they still go to the thing that those programs. So those programs just, I believe, if I can, I can define a little bit. I can expand. It's just that those programs, like you just said, allow them to be them. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean, and see the life like a normal person. But
Mm-hmm.
when people they say that they push them to be stronger, to be strong, it never been that true. So strong it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean strong is a subjective word. It's
Mm-hmm.
very proportional. So it's like strong dependent on individual to the other. That's why people they don't understand. But
Yeah.
Army had all the program needed to from put in place for those people to be supported in the level where they need it from
Mm.
family. You know, understand the PTSD does not affect only soldier; they affect family too, because
Families, yeah.
family they have to deal with those people. So
Yeah.
Army has all the program not only for the soldiers, but
But
for
for
all those family they have to deal with those people also.
I
Hmm.
see. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. And well, we have big thanks for you for this answer. It gives a different perspective. Thanks for such a different perspective on what PTSD really is. But again, what brings me here today, it's about one of the posts that were like, this is a little different. This is a little different. But
Okay.
before we get there, I will give you a little break. I will give you a little break. Just for you and my guest to also take a small break, a really small one, just to listen to an amazing song, a small clip that I believe will bless somebody. There we go. Glory, glory, oh, celebrate Jesus. Be exalted, praise the God, the King of Kings. And to from above, please receive our praises. You will not have from the There you go. Promise you, you'll be small.
Okay, today is June 1st. You say your
You'll
name
be
and
a
spell it.
small
I'm
break,
John.
and that was our album, our song, one of our
Oh,
songs from
okay. That's
Kings.
great.
Thank you
A
so
lot of
much.
seven.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. But again, one of the things you definitely made me talk about this topic was one of the posts. That was a
Mm-hmm.
blessing, actually. But again, it talks about a lot of need to be strong. And
Mm-hmm.
I believe I have it right here, unless I lost it. It's right here. Here we go.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell. Yes, it's not wide enough. Here we
Oh,
go.
okay. See.
Yeah, you can't. Well, it says you never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. And it was a blessing. At the same time, it made me wonder about what really made you write about that. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have.
Okay, to answer the question is very easy, and the way I define, and I believe you can find yourself on this answer. You know,
Yes.
your parents, right? Your mother,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we all parents,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to look at our children every day. I just give it that's a basic thing. I have to look at the children every day, and
Mm-hmm.
and you have to give that insurance,
Mm-hmm.
like everything is okay. And even though sometimes the thing may not be okay, but you have to give them a say because they are the reason why you have to stand as a barrier,
Mm-hmm.
face the danger or the challenge when it shows up. So, and then
Mm-hmm.
I give another example. Many of us, African, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm pretty sure you're gonna find yourself in, and everybody listen. We came from Africa to
Mm-hmm.
find a better life. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And we found in a situation everybody have a story. Most
Mm-hmm.
people in the US they have stories and how they made it, how they
Yes.
came through, all this type of life. But the only thing it pushes you and all the question happen, it already happened when you have a reason to stand strong. You had a
Mm-hmm.
reason, and then that I have a people. I just give you like I have a people behind me. I don't have the
Mm-hmm.
reason why to be I can't use the word lazy, but I had the reason why to give up in the way I'm going. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And if you don't do it, phone numbers start the phone you still receiving phone calls and stuff like that. Not only that, but because you stand for something. You know what I mean? And you say I can't back down. So at this
Mm-hmm.
point right here, regardless the situation, the challenge I'm facing now, I can't go back. And the reason, I mean, when you say that, and they look at it's a different when you have reason only based on yourself. But
Mhm.
sometimes we have to connect those reasons to
Mhm.
people made us all the other factors like
Mhm.
family or friend or a dream. So you stand against that, and then when you're facing the challenge, like some challenge, you say you never make it, but you okay, look at yourself. It's like, hey, I have a family behind me. That's
The
pretty
drive.
much the, yeah,
Mhm.
that's the thing. Kind of push me. Is like, hey, I can't stay. My kids look, my
Need
kids
you.
need
Yes.
me and then family need me. Should I really have to back down? No, I had to keep moving. And in
Mhm. Mhm.
in that sense, what I say, when the only strong, I mean, like I say, the
Mhm.
the strong is the only choice you have. It's
Yeah.
just pretty much that. And then when it comes to this perspective of military, you say something we have to leave a family. But
Mm.
when I hear, I can just decide. I say, hey, you know what? I don't like this place. Let me just get on a plane or go back home because I want my family. No, because you have to break the thing. You have to deny yourself. And at that point, only thing you have left is be strong. You know what? In a few months, maybe I'll be home. And from now on until a few months, I need to build myself up emotionally. I had to create something so I don't have to give up, because at the time where you drop down, you start giving up, that's where you done. You literally
Mhm.
like it done. The purpose of
Yes.
life is gone, all of that stuff.
Yes.
That's exactly what I meant. And you stand and you
Mhm.
question yourself, am I going through this? Literally, am I gonna make it?
Mhm.
But you need a strength. You need a strength. You need a power. At that point, it's like I'm gonna stand against this and I'm gonna keep pushing.
Mm, mm, mm. Wow, that's very deep. That's like
Yeah.
willpower at its very best. But the concern is also that we're humans. Again, we are humans, and
Mhm.
sometimes we fall out of strength. What do you do? Where
Yes.
do you find the strength to consider that strength your last resort? Because you say when you don't have, you're out of options, when you don't have any other. Let me just read it again. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. So for you to get to that only choice, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
people don't have that strength to dig into extra strength. They just have
Mm-hmm.
enough strength to just be, but again, they're too weak, they're tired. Where do you find the strength when you're too weak and tired?
Like a weakness that's, it's normal everybody to be weak at some point in life. You know what I mean? Weak everything. But remember,
Mm-hmm.
it's a saying, it say like, have like, with new days come a new strength and new thoughts. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I believe while we think we don't have a strength, we still have a strength. But the main thing is our mind.
Mm-hmm.
God is so powerful. He created man and he give the man a lot of option. It's like a buying a car. You have so many features in those cars, but you never use those features.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So at that point, man, he has a all capacity, ability to
Mm-hmm.
reproduce energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then one thing that's me. One thing I learned in my life. One is you say it's like I don't have the strength. Why you don't have a strength, for instance?
Mm-hmm.
Because strength is produced every single day when you wake, when you sleep. That's the reason why we feel tired. We go to bed and wake up in the morning with a new renew of a strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the strength, when you don't have a strength, it depends how you define not being weak. Weak is
Mm-hmm.
a temporary, it's a temporary thing. Weak can never define a human being.
Mm-hmm.
Weak, what makes you weak? The
Yes.
problems, what makes you weak? The issue, what makes you weak? What exactly, after you define what makes you weak, now you have to ask a question, you have to ask how realistic this problem is to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is it something like it's gonna go away for the next few minutes, maybe hour, 2 hours? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you define. Before you say you don't have a strength, you have to define what makes you weak. Why
Mm-hmm.
you allow yourself to be weak in a particular point or particular area of your life. Because if you cannot define your weakness, you understand? You
Yes.
cannot, if you don't define that weakness, that means you can be, you you won't be able to be strong again. I mean, at that point. So you have to define what makes me the weakness. You have to know your weakness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then to
Mm-hmm.
keep up to the life. Your weakness, the weakness, that's a secret. You know what I said? Before you fix something, you have to know the problem first. You have to know the
Yes.
problem before you fix. So there is
Yes.
no solution if you not notice the problem first. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I hope I give you the answer for that question.
You did. You did very well, and it's very deep because it's a thing that we have to find. It's a thing that we have to learn to dig deep inside us and know ways that that can lead us into those paths of finding the strength we need to go forward. And I have a
But
question
one
here.
thing I want to add before you
Yes.
move on, it's something. This is something I use most of the time when it comes about the weakness. When you weak, when the strength that you're looking for. Like I say, strength is two word. Strength is two word. Make it strong. Strength and the power. Strength is just like it's like what it call. It's something drive drive you to the point where you get your power back. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And that strength in it is renewed by your mind. Something I learned in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our imagination
Mm.
sometimes it take us to the into situation that may not develop, that may not exist. Most of the
Exactly.
time we stop it like you think about something, you're thinking like, oh, it's already bad. But it's just your imagination.
Mm-hmm.
So take it away. So one of the pastors says, shake it off and they see
Yeah.
what happened. That's why
Mm.
they say you have to define how realistic that problem is, and then you know exactly where you need to look at. So I
Yeah.
just want to add that part.
No, it matters. It matters a lot because it's all about perspective. If you can see perspection, I meant to say, if you can see it, you can
Hmm.
sometimes, extrapolate it or not. And that's what faith is all about. Faith is all about believing in the things you haven't seen. And most of us just have a tendency to see the worst than to
Hmm.
just see the possible good that can come out of any situations.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly. Exactly.
that's deep.
Exactly.
That's very deep. And my sister Arlette, if you had the questions, what kind of plan or program does the army have for those that have depression after coming home?
Okay, this is something I needed. Maybe I can give it to you. I can forward you the links. There's many
Mhm.
programs out there, and you find it everywhere. Is one if you know someone he has is a military, just came home. Yeah, one thing that could come out of my mind first is like a military one source. Is a website you can go through it, and in that website it has basically every connections you can think of like every connection. But besides that, there are so many out there. There are so many program out there. It's just one phone call, and it's some after that somebody start bugging you. It's like, hey, you call them once, they call you every day and every minute. Just make sure what you need, you were looking for, you got it. So it's so many. And if you want, Marlene, I'll send you those links, and anybody needs, you can share those links to them. And it's
Def-
basically everything is in there.
All right. Okay. That's
Yes.
very nice of you. Thank you
Mm.
so much. And then she
Hmm.
has another point that I believe I agree with her. She says, but it takes time for people to be strong. Some become strong by talking about it and getting word of encouragement, and some deal with it by themselves for them to be strong. What do you think of that?
Yeah. The answer of today is simple.
Yeah.
People are different. People are different.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But the most advised and the most suggestion, recommendation army does be open up, because most of the thing you have to be open.
Mm-hmm.
And for someone to be open, you have to be feel comfortable. That's what I say. If you know someone in the army and they do a certain thing, you're going through a moment,
Mm-hmm.
you have people. Those people they have to feel trust,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes those people they're going through a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
it's also about trust. That's why the army have all these programs. Look, they can come and feel themselves, not be judgmental. Do not judge those people. Do not bring whatever happened to the past life because they need someone to listen. That's why I always say Chichika will be so useful for those people. Create a
Mm-hmm.
programs. Just go and let those people come and talk to you about the issues.
The
It's about
traumas.
trust. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
about trust, but it's few people out there, few programs that those people they don't find themselves comfortable to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like just an army, isn't it? Even in the life, for me to
Yes.
open to someone about my problem, I gotta be able to feel welcome. That's
Yes,
if my
exactly.
problem is gonna be let's say I don't know use the word class is gonna be close and
Mm-hmm.
nobody's gonna play against me one in lifetime or afterwards. All of that stuff. It's just about program. That's why the army have a really like the program for that.
Mm-hmm.
Even at home.
Yes, 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 exactly.
Mhm,
Exactly.
mhm,
Now, the reason I also agree with her with this about this topic, her answer, is that
mhm,
a lot of people who deal with being with traumatic situations and struggling to be strong, who do
mhm.
it by themselves, are known to have communication issues. They have issues to communicate and relate with others. Um, I don't know if it's common, and soldiers are known sometimes, most often, to be tough-minded or hard to deal with because they've been in the army. Oh yes, yes, Arambila. So they're known to have a certain approach because they don't communicate or they stuck up on emotions because they have to be tough. Play strong. I don't know if you've noticed that or not really.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's the same chains. You just go back and forth. Communication, you have to be willing. It
Mm-hmm.
had to be trust. You know what I mean? Why am I open my communication? Why am I communicate? The reason why I'm communicating because I feel safe or something like that. Man, people are just different. People are
Mm-hmm.
just different. And then, like I said, community where we live, they have to be able to open those circle for those people to come feel comfortable before they open up. You know what I mean? The problem. It's not about being stronger. Nobody's stronger when the problem knock at your door. You already need someone to talk to. All of us, we have someone to talk to.
Yes,
If
yes,
that's
yes.
what an army they say, communication. I don't know how we define the communication issue in this particular subject, but
Mm-hmm.
I believe that communication is is either way. I'm telling you something, I'm expecting something back, maybe trust. I feel comfortable. That's why I'm gonna open the communication. And also it's a big issue, to be honest with you. We have a lot of article in the army, people they don't
Yeah.
open up that way. Because some people talk about it, it's like a relieve the moment.
Yes, I see.
You know what I mean? It's like we
Mm-hmm.
live the moment, but it's a process to it. It's a process to someone to do it. But what I always ask people, you have to be in a lookup. There are so many out there. They're
Mm-hmm.
going through those situations, and they will never talk about it. But you can notice, you can see it. But also,
Mm-hmm.
one of the thing is, they have a program. You have the program they teach you some of the behavior you can be looking at someone and then detect those kind of issues and then you can bring it up and maybe seeking an assistance for those people. You know what I mean? There are so
Mm-hmm.
many things out there, so many things. That's why I'm saying maybe next time I'm gonna do my I don't have to do the research, just give
Yeah.
you some links and you can share with the people the next time. Hey, if
Yeah.
you need someone, you have someone in your family. It's not just a bit of military. People even in family, they went through some of the events and
Mm.
they need help and you can look out for it and if they can't do it in the military and they can refer you with the civilian areas where someone can be treated.
Very true, very true.
Mhm.
Now, she's also right. Those programs, you just said in those programs, they shouldn't bring up someone's past. And I wonder how they're going to heal, just like my sister. Let's say it again. How is someone going to heal if they don't talk about their past to move on? Why can the army talk about a person, the soldier's past, to help them move on, and have a better future? Open up some more.
Yeah, like I say, like in my area, this is not my like my area of my my expertise. What it, like I
Yes,
say
yes.
is like I say, all I can say, I can direct what we do. We direct to somebody else. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And one like my job right here, I deal with a different thing like that. I deal with what they call the equal opportunity. Within the army, people they don't feel treated this certain way. I deal with those people. That's just one of my job in the army. So people they come to me and they complain about something, and we try to help them how they can see the clear and what they're concerned about. So we are that's the thing. Like we have some of the program kind of direct, and then those people trust me. There are so many experts out there. They know how to proceed in a job when someone come with the issue, they know. They don't bring it up. They don't bring back where they've been, but they know the process. Because before you start talking about someone past, you have
Mm-hmm.
to create a that safe and a trust environment. So they know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they do, and they don't just bring it up like that. They know what they do. Trust me.
I see. All
Yeah.
right, I see. I understand. Talking about someone's past, for you to easily get into this new program of being strong, I mean, in the
Mm,
army, you coming from another background,
mm,
back home, the Republic Democratic of Congo, where you had another way. Our men are encouraged to be strong. Moi, mobile lelati. Moi, mbala za abuete. You see? So, was it easier for you? How did you transfer from that kind of culture where as a civilian you expect it to act like a soldier and then to actually being a soldier? How has it been, easy for you or hard, or I don't know, how has the transition been?
I grew up with a mother, even though he was in the military, he was a civilian working in the military. My mom was strong man, strong
Mhm.
person, and then really, I kind of like a copy paste her life to my life, and
Okay.
then my being strong, like I say, is not about like be tough. It's two
Oh.
different things.
Hmm.
Is not tough is something else. Anybody can be tough, but strong is
Mhm.
something else. Strong is like take why you take why is like everyday life. It's part of our life. To be strong is like the everyday challenge, day by day challenge. How
Mhm.
am I responding to those?
Hmm.
And then when they say moi mobile est la raté, tout ça, I don't know how those people they feel. Moi mobile est like that. Even though behind the
Hmm.
closed door they still cry. All of us will cry. But the
Really?
thing is you cannot push it. Yeah, all of us will cry. But we can
Okay.
cry in a different way. Someone can cry by doing something else. Crying is just a bit like it's not like a tears comes down. Try is a different thing. You know what I
Mm.
mean? We crying because we lost someone. We crying because a lot of stuff in our life. We have a human being, blood and water, circulating in our body. We have to cry sometimes. But when they
Mhm.
say being strong, my mobile like is puts that's a problem because a lot of
Mhm.
people they change the cap of their life because someone pushed them in a wrong way. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You have to
Yeah.
let someone to express themselves if they
Mhm.
have to, because
Mhm.
that's where we are human being.
Yes.
Let someone express themselves.
Mhm.
Tough is different level. You know,
Yeah.
be tough. It comes with a different, you know, different. Let's say I can say a different characteristic. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I'm
Mhm.
tough. What are you tough for?
Mhm. So you gotta
My
have a
kid are
purpose
tough.
to be strong.
I can
Okay.
tell my kid are tough. My kid are
Mhm.
very tough. Tough why? My kid, I never see my kid cries. I took them to
Mhm.
the hospital, get a needle. You know, they never cries. But
Wow.
if you want to know how
Yeah.
bad I act in front of the needle, you don't want to even know that. Because
Wow.
my kids, they even scared of needles. Me, I do. But I'm the army, right? You won't expect that. I'm the army, you
Exactly.
know. I can
Yeah.
play with a knife. I love knives. I love all kind of design knives. But as soon as I'm front of needle, I start acting crazy. Like my child is even mature than me. You see, is different. But everybody has the moment where, hey, I need to let this go.
Mm-hmm.
Crying is a good thing. I mean, be
Mm-hmm.
strong is not, like I said, is proportional. So that means every task has the energy put into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see those bodybuilder, they carry like a 400 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
They are strong, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
strong them on my way too. I only carry maybe 50 pounds. I'm
Mm-hmm.
strong too. That's a
Yes.
physical part. It's the same way with the minds. How your mind is exposed to the challenge, how what the results after you've been exposed to the thing, the challenge. That's the key. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody did not respond the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
You
Did
know,
not respond the same.
what you said, you mentioned something good. It depends on what somebody's exposed to, and not everyone can react the
Mm,
same way. uh, we will have people sometimes expose you to things and expect you to just be strong, deal with it. Just like some companies will just mistreat their workers and expect them to just, oh, be strong, it is what it is, and things like that. In cases like that, for example, how to be practically strong.
You see, you already say a word mistreated. So it's not a good word, it's negative. So it's something you can't even consider because but so the question is when employee see those mistreatment, if I can say the word, you see the wrongdoing of their boss, what the courage they have, how strong they have to stand against that act.
Mm,
That's the question. Because you say mistreated is wrong. You cannot it's like you say abuse someone or whatever. It's never
mhm,
been good thing. So when you see that, how far you willing to go to bring that part of your mistreated life, the light. So it's
mhm,
just that's where you need to be strong. You know what I mean? And when somebody exposes you, let's say I say like a boss, but that thing is wrong because even though some regulations, some rules is wrong. So when you see, have the courage to call the police, to go find something like, hey, he's doing this. I can't stand. It takes courage. A lot of
mhm,
people, you'd be amazed how a lot of people they can't even say it.
mhm,
And that's another point where I say many of us we came in a Africa side
mhm,
where the confidence it was not you know what I mean cultivated. You know what I
mhm.
mean? Tokola
Yes.
plus or you say a word, you say yo empoli, you go that way.
Mhm.
So we been
I'm
pushed
corner.
down. Our confidence level, it went even down. That's why a lot
Mhm,
of people, especially Africa, they find themselves in a situation where someone treated them wrong, but they cannot say anything because everything comes from where they when they were little kids. So
yes.
every time we want to say something, hey, shut up, you empoli, whatever. We call over Zoloba, Yolo Zoloba. Don't that's not even
Imagine.
though you see is wrong. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Mhm,
all that it comes, it just not started today. It started back then.
mhm.
You
Back
know what I mean?
then. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's very true. And there's another question. What's a crowning moment in the army? Being sent to Afghanistan or serving in a certain department of the army, away from bombs and all that fun stuff, knives and all that?
So you say, what is a growing moment in an army? Being
Yes.
sent in
What's
Afghanistan or
best,
serve the
the best
department
part?
away from bomb and say. So like I said, I don't know, people they always come with it. So this is the thing.
Yeah.
Army is an army. So the same way you train to do your job, you get
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with it, and this is the thing. The key to being an army is a training. You
Mm-hmm.
have to rely on your training. You have to be confident enough to your training. You have trust your training to the point where you have to love it because that's the key. So being sent in Afghanistan is just another job. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Sending whatever is it just as a soldier, you send everywhere. The good thing about the
Using.
army, they don't send you in an environment where you are not ready for it. That's a good thing. Everybody can ease up. Army never sent someone somewhere in a situation, put you in a situation where you are not trained for it. It's already, always a training basic where you do, basically your mission, basing on everything they prepare you well for you to fulfill that, because that's a success. They want to be successful the mission, so they prepare you that. Doesn't matter Afghanistan or whatever, it's always be the job. And I'm proud of it.
Okay.
I'm proud of it. So the person say be sent in Afghanistan, you be amazing. Someone you scare me, someone is say, I wanna go, I wanna apply my job, I wanna apply my training. So it's a question, ask someone really be in the army and he love the army, he can answer that question. You know, it's
I
a
see.
beautiful thing. Everything comes about the training. You love the training, know what you do, and then you stand out there, you defend the country.
Okay. So you've been around soldiers from back home and soldiers from here in America. Armée ya Congo na armée ya Awa. So technically, what suggestion would you give to armée ya Congo, basoda na biso ya Congo par rapport ya oya Awa? What can, exchanges, what can soldiers from here or American army learn from the Congolese army, for example, and what can the Congolese army also learn from the American army just to better their skills and be stronger?
It's just it's kind of crazy, but only thing I can say, remember the beginning. I said something very important. What makes army be strong army? What makes army, U.S. Army, to travel on is the value we put in the human being. That's a success. That's where the patriotism came from. I love my neighbors. I love my brothers. I love my kid. I love my family. I love everybody in this country, and I had to fight for them. I had to go miles for them. So I believe one thing I noticed, like not only Congolese military, but other African countries, is the value they put it to people. You know what I mean? Because if you're willing to fight for that thing, that person, you're gonna be you're gonna be willing to do stuff according to the rules. Because what we see in Congo, like I said, all this stereotype, the thing like, oh, if was that makasi, oh, you gotta do this, oh, so that way, oh, so that soldier, you don't seek power, you honor, you don't seek power. Power, you give it to people because you defend them. Power is people. When you give people the power they need, they honor you afterwards. That's what I noticed a lot of things. Like an army per se is what you give into people. You already noticed that in America.
ndeko atuni na lingala parce que moyezo oloba ngo na lingala kwa yo kango bien kaka
na ngina loba na lingala kozala eloko o soda Congo ako iko yekola na kozwa pa ba soda américain. D'abord, la première des choses, c'est d'abord de comprendre kibomoto, valeur ya kibomoto. Parce que ceux qui yo moko comprendre valeur ya kibomoto te, oko protéger mutu wana te. Yango moni to mona ba biloko ebele. Non seulement na Congo na ba pays o ya ba africain. Soda aza roi te. Soda azwaka pouvoir na ye ceux qui apesi na population apesi donc nde nazali awa, je suis fier partout na ke d'abord na peso na lobelo moko ya des gens ba massa mso ba comprendre te so ba comprendre mais je crois ba bazwa ngo oebi soda aza protégé par qui?
Soda aza protégé par
Soda aza protégé par sa population. Lelo nga naza boye nakotamba na Amérique mobima, nakotamba partout dans le monde. Nayebi ke naza soki kaka mutu ayebi ke mutu aza soda, peu importe besoin ni naza nango, ça sera effectué. Omoni Yana le balaba soda, ni natana, na Congo, ok. Tu vois les gens, comment soda, parce que soda, bah, respect, ça s'obtient, ouais. Non, ça s'obtient. Ça se earn. You earn. Ça se mérite. Ceux qui moutent, osent protéger, les lots a commis bourreau, pas Moutouana. Moutouana protéger le société. À part d'abord training. Parce que la population ne peut protéger le soda. Et après, les choses commencent comme ça là. Basoda Congo, Baza na nyonso. De quoi peut être encore plus puissant. Mais ils ont d'abord qui motoana. Ce bazon qui motoana. Des places de patriotisme et patriotisme et bon. Valeur où tu donnes à l'être humain. L'être que tu es censé de protéger. Ils ont bon. Et puis, en Américain, vous ne savez pas congolais, n'a habité vraiment. À ce point-là, I gotta get back to you next time.
Okay.
But the thing is, I believe is also, I don't know if I can call diversity because diversity exists also in the U.S. Army. So, na habité là, on est mutako akoye kula na nanya Congo. Mais les soldats Congo, ils sont des gens très bien, très intelligents. Mais na habika keno ba renversa objectif na bango.
Objectif.
Ya musala na bango ba renversa tolo ba benga ba le terme c'est qui a ba attribution ya musala na bango e baluka moni donc azate oyo mutalinga azali amitia na niveau mususu puisque oyo mutu ya censé protéger alors ceux bakomi kozonga na bomoto wana Congo armée congolais eza plus bien na sens wana parce que kolela nde konoka nde mutu yo bomisa
ya solo ma émission wana mabe yango papa formation andeni deuxième question formation andeni bino bozwa oyo esala que bato bakoma bongo ya monika tenue na yo abangi ba moko if somebody just sees you in your army suit they just wow they know respect par rapport ya oyo biso par exemple na Congo moni civil au beta soda abotole na obotele munduki formation andeni bozwa
omoni makambo na otoloba sikoyo eza vice versa soki police soki civil amoni police akomi kobotola nani police yango tolobi la respect ça se mérite non omoni mais ngai eza valeur ni je me donne nayebi so eloko wana apesi kangaka eloko wana valeur humaine c'est façon oyo ozoconsidérer mutu omoni c'est façon oyo ozoconsidérer mutu omipesi donc vie na yo comment dirais-je oboyi vie na yo opesi vie no mpona défense ya mutu mosusu mutu wana oza toujours reconnaissant on ne sait pas l'homme est toujours reconnaissant d'une manière ou une autre so teni na nga wana je dis pas que mutu amoni yanga bangi non eza parce que à reconnaître à considérer yango omoni mais na Congo eza comme différent mutu amoni teni soit abangi ou bien soit senti danger omoni en fait yango wana kobanga donc abangi alors quand tu as peur comme ça là ça te garantit pas et même les soldats en question aza peut protéger parce que yom toko protéger lobby à protéger ici c'est d'abord pesa valeur na yomoko et puis pesa valeur na batozo protéger parce que tolo bango sur cette population n'est patron na ngai s'il n'y avait pas la population ceux qui ont binoté j'allais pas avoir une raison valable na la tateni na simba mundu qui na ke bundasho whatever dans la raison s'il n'y avait pas la population dans la population derrière moi qui me donne qui me dit que non sans toi on ne peut pas vivre alors je les regarde la population de dire c'est vrai sans vous aussi moi je peux pas exister donc je dois faire ça proportionnel dans tous les sens dans tous les sens ça commence par le respect humain respect de soi parce que peut être mutu valeur te aux appels en valeur te ya moni ba potana bon na police nani civil abotela nani pour passer a commis et comme le roi yinda comme ennemi
En tout cas, ça c'est très profond, mais il y a quelqu'un qui demande encore, bakomaka soda ndeni, mususu ayi wauti oya okanisa koma pe mbila. Bakomaka mbila ndeni en États-Unis. Makambo nyonso lobi wana sepeli nango makasi alingi ayeba ye pa akotaka. Mais bakotaka ndeni.
Kokoma soda na awa eza facile pour ne pas dramatiser ça. Et comment facile. Et tout ce que vous avez besoin. Et d'abord le bois le bosso ezali koyebe lonyo lingosala. Armée awa ils ont la option belé. Et lonyo so mona na civil na armée zali.
OK.
Ceux qui mutuana aza bon na informatique. Is good at IT. Why you good at it? Why you want to learn? Army will give it to you. Army will pay ça yango.
So they'll pay your
procédure nan. Ya tolobe lokwa na class na yo ba pay ça nyonso. Tuition one is nini eza soki okusali ba class ya civil. Ndeti université. Ndeti okesala bachelor, okesala nini armée ko futa yango parce que bazana intérêt ya maele oyo ozoli banda pour baksango sur na kati oyo eza de bana ngo déjà. Donc pour être militaire eza là toujours na lobango toujours. Ils batela obso benga casier judiciaire donc record na ils ala bien. Zala na bonne santé. Traiter moko treat yourself good. Ba physique na yo tout ça faire des trucs comme ça là et régime na yo tout ça parce que ça compte. Physique na yo est la priorité numéro 1 dans msala ya soda. Et puis prépare-toi mentalement. Prépare-toi mentalement et yango to benga na armée la qui avant que c'est ça clé à makas ya msala soda ezali kozala capable ya ko contrôler ba émotion na yo. Parce que mutu yeso okuta yo kuna na armée wana azana pa bomayote azana pa finga ta yebi okutute ma ayi azana pour a former yo ozala capable ya ko résister contre ba bloko monsieur ko ya ba challenge monsieur ko na vie. Mais le ko yango na bino za d'abord background ezala bien pour un problème parce que le ko besoin santé na yo est très important. Bitumba te police santé no eza problème oza mikanda nyonso na yebi ke ba na femi bayaka soko za na green cards tout ça là that's the best way you can go. Oza green yango eza pona ba Taliban na green cards that's the document you can go. Et puis soko koksiblo ko nyonso et puis oza na diplôme d'état souhaitable diplôme d'état ou GED. Soko za na wana okay, any recruiter supposa nako sala recherche à mutana zango besoin na PC recruiter à Los Angeles partout ils sont. Je peux faire des recruiters nako sala recherche pour na PC bango numéro ba bengi et puis ba procéder par ça. Et ça très simple. Yonde mutu zala prêt. Na blog no nyoso ça. Yebelo kozoluka. Armée za nyoso. Olingo za secrétaire armée ko tangisa yo olingo za la soki mutu ya babenga logistique eza nyoso. Et puis bloko wana nyoso tu appliques ça na civil. Ils a toujours souhaité ils a recherché bilo monsieur armée ko tangisa yo na civil pour mon ango il faut futambonge bele pour tangango il faut futambonge bele. Donc on vous donne de quoi vous avez besoin pour nako exceller quoi. C'est un peu ça. J'espère que nous puissions répondre à quoi pour atteindre question. Donc, c'est très facile. Bon, habité parce que le numéro n'est connecté. Mais mutuelle, ça a besoin questions tout ça. À part contacter eux et je peux les envoyer les informations qu'ils ont besoin et baro qui est parti de là.
En tout cas, merci.
Sur la zone mboka na ngala banga personne numéro nanga directement ba benga peu importe même devant un recruiter mutazo recruiter ba ngoblo nini il faut ba tuna question ba tuna raté recruiter ba person ba objectif ba point o ya moni eza mais soki oza oyebi eloko zoluka a osala tout pose yango donc soko za devant recruiter ba go ahead.
Ok. Mundeko mosusu etuni est-ce que armée efutelaka mpe mutu libala so mutu alingi abala est-ce que bazala mpe na bafrais wana libala ndako frais médicaux biloko ya bongo parce que esalaka yango.
Ok, armée peut s'arrogner. Aussi longtemps na contrat d'armée, santé na eux, ils a no copay, assurance maladie na eux, no copay. Ce que les différences les années, il faut ba a na armée à bazar ou benga ba National Guard, oyo, ils a dirigé et puis ils a contrôlé bien, ils a managé par states, par states, province. Ils ont na reserve, ou ils a managé par le federal. Bangonyo sona National Guard baza presque baza kande moko. Mais moko aza state, monsieur aza federal. Et puis ozana oba benga ka army, regular army. Regular army ndo okendaka o kuna ba ozo en charge na nyoso. Tu n'as rien à perdre. Libala mbonga libala ba fute, to fute ya mbonga libala yo moko. Parce que ça musa OK musala ni fute la mbonga libala. Non. Mais ozana ba bénéfice santé malade maramnyoso et l'oro nyos est pris en charge aussi longtemps aux National Guard aux armée National Guard ça va bénéfice mais National Guard il faut comprendre les kutanaka une fois par mois un des week-ends par mois et puis 2 semaines par année chaque année kuta 2 semaines et puis reserve et puis bazaka ndé moko de kuta les bateau baza reserve au cas où excusez bako réunir bako rassembler bango ba répondre na besoin mboka za na besoin mais active duty bango wana OK wana pena l'état juyo partout ba kenenayo Allemagne Corée ceux qui wapi so donc wana za maboko na bango mais National Guard eza bato azade kaka si babenga bango civil babenga nini
la
civil military army something like that. So babenga bango bon déjà bato baza ozanga ba soda parmi ba civil voilà.
Okay.
Yeah. Civilian soldiers voilà les termes. Civilian soldiers.
Ba option exactement.
So lingiwana.
Non, allez-y papa, je vous ai interrompu.
Non, eza option. So ko lobi ke no na za na musana nga mais na ingina na armée en même temps OK National Guard ou reserve. Et puis eza ba différence ba bénéfice ba bloc belé peza la temps na habité koza na otindelo yango soki mutalingi apesa information na soit email apesa pa na yo otindelinga mutu ana nga la kopesa mutu information like I say everything they need to know na msala soda ningo kota comment ko procéder il peut toujours me joindre na opesa email na ngai mutu ana joindre nga na opesa ba documents les histoires égal et puis aussi ba bloc à préparer parce qu'il faut passer la test à vos quotas bazwa razo baté il faut ça test donc test c'est bon test il faut bazwa rapezo baté ton test à vos quotas batale niveau intellectuel na yo il faut batale yango c'est un peu ça quoi. Mais sur l'information, na moni que c'est très intéressé. Na go alo tindelo ba information, ceux qui mutaza tindelo ba information kabola on a battu donc o a besoin à koki ko s'instruire là-dedans quoi.
Exactement. En tout cas, c'est vraiment une bénédiction mais donc ça tout ni na makambo Covid bon OK, 2 questions. Il y a liboso c'est olobi bazwara muta maladie te bon ceux qui ont la maladie mo boya mulai ozana diabète ozana sida hypertension est-ce que ba ondima yo ou bien ba o lingate ozana kati même si ozama yele monsieur soit bien
bon il faut comprendre musala soda bazwaka mutu par rapport ba benga musala soda eza mission oriented donc ça la bloc par rapport à la mission et le rogno se fota ce comme le bibo ça va n'appelle c'est le peut mutalabi à sida ce qui est là on est comment aux hommes de sida retient armée parce que wala ko kuma le rôle armée mobimba parce que sida déjà parce que tu peux transmettre n'importe qui ou ya kabola yango sida je marathon armée parce que ça sida ça déjà ça ba niveau ya maladie ya muta asthme par exemple à cause en armée parce que c'est loko oyo il faut se dire que aux êtes devant situation mongoboy et que biloko ane komelio omoni biloko ane komelio omoni il faut se komikanisa soki na mission et que nazana ba besoin ba devoir nanga soki ba besoin nanga médical il faut na sala donc cela veut dire tu vas anéantir toute une procédure on comprend pona eloko wana yango siko chaque fois so bazwaka bazalaka babenga yango redness eza terme batizana yango to ana besoin ya kozala ready mais muta santé ça dépend ma santé ndenge ayebi so pe nayebi information nyonso te quel genre de maladie batoléraka na maladie ni batoléraka nayebi ke o muta épilepsie ka kokota te sida kokota te ba maladie oyo eza nayebi te pena donc maladie oyo koko freiner mission proprement dit na sens donc muta il faut kanisa bongo parce que ça mutu mo za sous médicament tout le temps donc ma problème diabétique les gens qui sont diabétiques bazan na bango na mais eza siko na degré nini mutu ba rejoindre na za expert nayebi ke za maladie monsieur yango na yebi so eza na kopesa mutu rejoindre eza ba website okene net na ba website nyonso ana tuna ka question nyonso ba ko expliquer
OK
tu ana ko expliquer.
En tout cas, merci beaucoup, Papa Michel. Je sais que vous avez vraiment pris beaucoup de votre temps. Nous avons vraiment pris beaucoup de votre temps pour recevoir de votre sagesse. C'est une bénédiction. Et c'est que vous aviez dit pour ceux qui viennent de nous joindre, for those who just joined us, we're just talking about being strong. Being strong because he's into the army and he just shared with us a lot of wisdoms. And one thing you said about being a soldier, I asked you a question. You said, being a soldier, it's all about the people. It's all about having the mind on the people. And that reminded me a Bible verse. That verse is in Joshua. We will just look at it real quickly. It's in Joshua, I believe, right here. Yes. Have I not told you? Commanded. Oh, okay. It's too small. I have no other way to make it bigger. Let's see if this is big enough. Is that fine?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yes, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And that matters. A lot of us just want to be, not kota ba promise, na simba bilaka, nzambe pesanga makasi. I doubt that God can give you that because he did bien. Have I not commanded you? On te command, look it up, find your way, get to know yourself. Just like our surgeon told us, you need to know yourself for you to find the strength to inherit even the promises of the Lord. Merci beaucoup, Papa. But again, somebody has been strong for too long, but they've been strong without the Lord. They've been strong away from Jesus and would like to find that grace. They would like to find that grace. There's another verse that I would like to share real quickly just to make you see what my point is in terms of they've been strong away from the Lord. It's here, right here. I don't know if you can tell, if you can see. Yes, I'll try to make it bigger. It's right here. 2 Timothy 2:1. You then, my child, be strengthened by the grace that is in Jesus Christ. A lot of people find strength in just, money, alcohol, all these other earthly things. But again, they can connect strength with being in the Lord. How can you do that? Somebody want to receive Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior and would like you to help them. I don't know if it's something you'll be comfortable doing right now, and allow me to interpret in the other language.
Yes, and like I said, life as a Christian, life depends on belief in Jesus, and without Him, we definitely like a lost, like you say, like a lost sheep. So at this point, all I can say, like one time I was just like that. I didn't understand anything, and until somebody gave me the opportunity to receive Jesus, and everything start changing around me. The same thing, the same opportunity. Whatever is there, and I still ask a question, all that stuff about it being strong, and why can I be away from all this, challenge life brings. But like I say, Jesus is say, let the peace of God be with you, because behind the peace, your mind is renewed, everything is all clear. Because if you're not peace, you don't have a peace, you don't have anything. So I'll let the lady lead this, but I invite you, if you're not received Jesus yet, and commit yourself and accept Him as a Lord and Savior, I guarantee you, everything will start changing in your life. It's about positivity. When you start thinking about Jesus is a positive. So when you start thinking about positives, your life is changing on the road. You know, you don't have to be strong. Like I said, leave everything on Him. Know how to live everything you got, challenging life struggle to Him, unto His hands, and everything. If you're there, and I'll be more than happy to help you to go through this process. Of course, by the leading of or the lady Marilyne to help you to go through this.
Definitely, definitely. Well, without further ado, I know you're ready with what he said. Without Jesus, we're lost sheep. There's a grace. There's grace in the Lord. There's grace to be strong. There's grace to find strength to move forward into what the Lord has called you to be. And I'd like you to repeat after me very quickly. We can bow in prayer. I'm just lending you some word that are not your word per se, but make them yours. Although they're coming from me, own them and pray with all your heart, saying, Jesus Christ, I receive you as my Lord and Savior. I've been strong for too long and I've been weak as well, but I never found a way to be strong in you. Today, I've heard that there's a way to be strong in your grace. And I pray that you favor me. You give me the grace to learn to be strong in you with the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Help me. Forgive my sins. Come and be my guide one more time. In Jesus' name I've prayed. Amen.
Amen.
Amen, 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 and happy birthday in Christ. If you need a church, feel free to join us. We can suggest you one. But in the meantime, get you a Bible. Get you a Bible or download the app. It's on your phone and you'll be blessed. Start reading a book. If you need a suggestion, start off with the book of John. Yes, you'll be a blessing. Thank you so much, Surgeon Michelle. I don't know if there's a last word from our people out there listening to you, wondering about you. I don't know. Any last word?
Yes, my last word. Everybody can see. If they can see this, I don't know why I picked that today. You can read it. Say protect this house, and then the bottom word it say why here, and
I
they say
will.
I will. So I
Uh-huh.
didn't pick that thing as it was. I don't know how it came out, but talking about this, when you don't have any choice than to be strong,
Mm-hmm.
that means you stand for something. Your
Mm,
house is you. What I say, your house is you. Your house is everything you value. So you have to stand, you have to be strong to protect what you value the most, your family, your friends, your community, your country, everything you need to do. So you have to be strong to protect the house. So
mm-hmm.
that's what exactly what my t-shirt say. Protect this house, and at the bottom what it say, I will. So
Mm-hmm.
be strong, and don't let the bag, the wind of this life gonna
Pray.
take you back and
Yes.
forth. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, the verses, the Bible say that clearly. I do
Mm-hmm.
not command you to be strong. So because somehow it's not your business to be strong. It's God's business to be strong. All you have to do is just let yourself
Mm-hmm. Yes.
seek the strength
Yes.
to stand, and then the strong will be coming afterwards. So this is the thing. Just stand for something,
Mm-hmm.
and you give your life the very definition to it. So
Mm-hmm.
the way you define your life, the value, that's why you stand strong to protect it, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'll finish this with a note of our post that made us have this live right here. I don't know if it's clear. Yes, it is. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. If you're going through things where you need to be strong or you don't know what to do, trust me, the Lord is trusting you. The Lord is trying to show you the strength within you by giving you a chance to actually see that and be that strong person. So be strong wherever you are. Until we meet next time, I know this was a little the way we did not expect it in terms of, oh, already it's done. But hey, good things also have an end, and this comes to an end. Thank you so much to all
Yes.
our people who watched us. We were so blessed again. I'm Lady Marilyne Keto. My guest was Surgeon Michel, and we were blessed to have you. Share this live. Tell somebody to be strong. By the way, go check us out on YouTube, Spotify, and check out our YouTube channel for more good things, including our album King of Kings. Until we meet again, stay blessed and highly favored. Bye bye.